Morning. Props to history. Now, arguably one of the most iconic props in film history has to be the ruby slippers from Wizard of Oz. This particular pair is on display at the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures and are known as the Witch's Shoes. Now, why are they called the Witch's Shoes? Because they were the shoes removed from the feet of the Wicked Witch of the West. And because of circular scuffs on the soles, it's believed that they're the same pair from this scene.
There's no place like home.
Now, all told, there are 5 known surviving pairs of ruby slippers, and each one of them has a name. The most well-known, of course, are the pair that are on display at the Smithsonian Institute, and they are actually known as the People's Shoes. The traveling pair, which were stolen from the Judy Garland Museum back in 2012 and then recovered later, are actually held by the Smithsonian at this time until the ownership can be determined. The Bauman pair, which are named after Roberta Bauman, who, at the age of 16 in 1940, won them as the second-place prize in a write-in contest. For those wondering, the first-place prize in that contest? It was the gavel from Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. Now, the 5th known pair to survive are known as the Arabian Shoes. They were an alternate design shoe that was really only used in test photography and was never actually used in the film. These were auctioned off from the massive collection of Debbie Reynolds. Now, the Bauman pair and the Arabian pair are both privately owned, but the Bauman pair is for sale for $6 million. Now, quite interestingly, the People's Shoes at the Smithsonian and the traveling shoes, which came from the Judy Garland Museum and also at the Smithsonian, are mismatched twins. You see, every pair of shoes made for production was numbered. So if you had pair number 2, it was 2L and 2R, 2 left, 2 right. Well, the People's Shoes at the Smithsonian are 5 left and 6 right. And the traveling pair are 6 left and 5 right. But because of the rules about donation and stuff, they can't be rematched. And besides, it really just adds to the story. Now, back in 1970, MGM had a massive auction of all of its props and costumes, where they auctioned off a lot of pieces, including a lot of stuff from Wizard of Oz. Among them was a pair of ruby slippers. Now, a man by the name of Kent Warner was hired to go through MGM's warehouses and kind of figure out what was there. Now, in the process of cataloging things, he found a box that held several pairs of ruby slippers. But he only told MGM he'd found one. And it is thought that the heirs of Kent Warner may actually possess another pair of these shoes. But who knows? Stay safe. Props to history.